I understand the title's confusing, but I need you to stay with me. Hi, I'm Pixie. A long time ago I would have addressed you all differently, but times have changed. I am older, wiser, and now burdened with a 25-year-long mortgage. But I'm an artist, author, and mediocre Magic the Gathering player. And a month ago I decided to challenge myself. In February of this year, the Lauren Eclipse Commander decks dropped, and I bought myself the Elementals deck. This was the second Commander deck I have ever bought, and genuinely trying to go from a 2-colour deck to a 5-colour deck was an experience. My Magic the Gathering friends have recently been going through a phase of making proxy decks. These are fake decks that you print at home on whatever paper you want, because then you don't have to spend money on buying the actual card, because some cards are really cheap and some cards are really expensive, and they had to put a cap on their spending because it was getting a little bit out of control. I have one proxy card to my name, and it is the only upgrade I have made to the Elementals Precon I originally bought. But it did get me thinking. I am an artist with Photoshop at my infinite disposal because I give Adobe my money every year. So what if I made my own cards? I made entirely custom lands, and I replicated an enchantment called Soul Snare, which was in my original Commander deck. And then one day, on a whim, I decided I wanted to recreate something from Lauren, and I chose the Commander from my Elementals deck, Ashling the Limitless. Now, I know what you're thinking. If this is a really big jump from this to that, you are absolutely correct. But I fucking did it anyway, and here's how I did it. We started with...
Whoa. What are you doing?
Hi? What are you doing?
Trying to stop me from editing a very boring video. That's what. Are you really going to waffle on for 10 minutes?
Well, what would you have us do instead?
This is magic, stupid. Let's play.
Alright, fine. Let's play. To start, I am going to play my land for the turn, tap it, and cast the sorcery Research. This card tells me to look at the art and work out what I need to do for it. I found a high quality picture of Ashling online, and in Photoshop I drew a replica of it. The main thing I was trying to work out was the positioning of Ashling herself and the directions in which those sort of spirit dragons were going. Always with my art, there is an effort to make things as cost effective and use what I have as much as possible. So for the outfit, I was aware I was probably going to highly improvise it and use whatever I had in my wardrobe to get as close to the outfit as possible. With my plan brewing in my mind, I passed my turn. I'm going to play my land for a turn, tap both, and then cast Give Myself Infinite Mana for the sake of the video.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously. Put it on the screen as an artifact if you would. Then I will play my creature for the turn, Original Image. Now, I had a bit of a disaster with this, because both my light and my camera decided to have low battery as soon as I got in change. But before everything died, I managed to get one shot, which I thought was kind of usable, and I could use it as maybe a trial edit so I could work out all the details of Ashling before doing a proper picture again. Time to play another creature, the old reliable and not so friendly, Photoshop. Then I am going to play a sorcery. Editing.
Nope.
No? What do you mean, no?
Counterspell.
What the fuck? I edited the photo, didn't I?
No, you didn't. Or do I need to remind you that I also have infinite mana for the sake of the video?
No. Don't need to do that. You're editing this. You know exactly how it's going to end.
I do. So end your turn.
So, this is what I ended up with. By the time I had finished, I was tired, frustrated, and had hit a bit of a dead end with what I was going to do. So I shut my computer down, went to go do something else, and thought about this edit for a whole month. In Magic the Gathering lore, Ashling is searching for a greater elemental. She is answering a call, though she does not know where this path will lead. Through many trials and even betrayals, she does find her path. She protects the Flamekin through the dark times of Lauren and has now emerged anew, and apparently limitless in power. When I make my art, I don't think about constraints. I create the worlds my photos exist in, or I take inspiration from other worlds that already exist. I allow myself to think about all these intricate details. What colours would best represent these characters or the place I'm trying to create. Why would I use this photo over this photo as part of it? Why would I use this colour? What tone am I setting? What story am I creating? And it occurred to me that by trying to exactly replicate this card, I was limiting myself. And I think Aisling would be disappointed. So why the fuck am I doing it this way? What are you doing?
Playing my turn.
I decided on the whim one weekend to just take the fucking photo and get on with it. So I took this. I decided to still keep the idea of the elemental spirit dragons that Aisling has going around her, but have them come out the pages instead. So I sat down with a cup of tea, opened Photoshop, and got to work. I first spent way too long trying to smudge my Jesus Christ Superstar t-shirt into something unrecognisable. I eventually did it. The elemental spirits were a combination of the fire tool, and I used some smoke brushes I have to include images in nature that sort of matched the vibe for each spirit. I kept the colours the same but changed the type of fire I was using. I made some gradient trails to add some detailing and drew on the eyes. Then I cursed myself because I didn't put a light in the middle of the book, and I had to artificially create a light afterwards. Once the actual image was done, all I needed to do was turn it into a card. Luckily, I had the template for the card name and description box from the Soul Snare I made a few months ago. Some tweaking was needed to change the colours and make the description box transparent like the original card. If you're wondering, I did some digging on the internet and found the font files to match the card and get the symbols. Finally, for the fun of it, I did an alternate art card so you can see the picture in its full glory. And that is the game.
How long did this take you?
8 hours.
And how long for all the extra cards to do the bit for this video?
16 hours.
Damn, that's a lot of commitment.
It is. But I suppose that's the fun of allowing yourself to be limitless.